Hello, and welcome, Soul Powered Wealth channel. I'm going to do individual channeled messages today. And this is the first time I've done this on YouTube. Usually I do it on Facebook, but that's been giving me challenges in seeing the comments. So, let's see. Just going to hello, everyone, test comment here and give people a chance to show up. If people are going to show up today, I'll give a general message. If not, so uh, let's see. Actually, I'm going to start with the general message, give a chance to come from my Facebook page if they saw that post, to click on over here to YouTube. And so, yeah, all right. It's an amazing day. It's an amazing day for messages, for healing, for love, for joy. It's what you decide. And we don't always decide from our conscious mind. Okay. What I mean by that is so often we overlook the subconscious, which is what drives our life, both positive and negative. And there's this super subconscious, if you will, that you're so large. Your higher self, your soul is so large. It makes your body, it makes the world look like your body in comparison. In other words, you know how we're a small little body and it feels very small compared to the whole planet, right? It's this little infant, little small speck. Well, the world is a small speck compared to how large you really are. That's how you can think of somebody across the world, and they think of you because you're very large. So the message that seems to be coming through is get in touch with your largeness. Your soul is expressed through this body, but it's not contained by it. It's expressed through it, not contained by it. So feel free to write a message or a chat, a comment here, indicating if you want an open-ended message, what you most need to hear, or if you want something specific, type that in. And welcome to my YouTube channel, those of you who are joining. It's my first YouTube Live, and I'm very excited because Facebook was giving me challenges, and I'm just drawn to YouTube. So I'm going to be much more active in my YouTube channel. And we'll see. Hey, Isabel, good to see you here. Thank you for popping on over to my YouTube channel. And so I'm glad you can make a comment. So yeah, it's easy to think we're small. Bless me. Bless you all. And it's easy to think we're small because we're this, compared to the world, we have a pretty little body, right? But compared to the even universe, our soul is gigantic. And so, it's it's big. So, who would like a message? Go ahead and type that in. And so when you get in touch with that largeness, sometimes you don't feel it right away, and that's okay. You still focus on it. You still reach for it. You still put your awareness there. Let me see. Yes, it's just different to Facebook where we can comment. Okay, but you can comment, Isabel. I'm glad you can see you can comment. And so that's great. Yeah. So Gardening beneath huge trees. Are you gardening beneath huge trees, or is that an analogy? I like the analogy. We're gardening beneath huge trees. Um, and we're not taught this. We're not really taught this in school, maybe because it lands in the spirituality slash religion. I don't know, but it's something that, oh, you are really gardening beneath a huge tree. That's great. That's great. Um, we're not aware that we're this higher self. We're not taught this. Sometimes we might haphazardly, run across this in a moment of inspiration, or falling in love gets us in touch with our soul, but it's really something that I'm such an advocate for, because it is so soulgasmic, so beautiful, so amazing, so fun, so healing, so loving. I mean, our higher self is nothing but is only positive qualities, if you can imagine that, right? So, since you're the only one here right now, Isabel, we're going to do you a message. And you're tuning in from Ireland, so it must be, the evening your time, right? Um, so, would you like something specific, or an open ended, or what kind of message would you like? Um, I aspire to the tingles of the soulgasm through working with you. All right. Well, you have invested in you. Yeah, I'm an instrument. I'm part of your investment in yourself. But really honor yourself for putting the time and resources and investment and anything else that, honor yourself for that too. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying what I have to offer. But ultimately, it's you investing in you. You're not investing in me, which is kind of obvious, right? You go to a mechanic, you invest in your car and yourself, not the mechanic. It's not, like, anyway, okay, whatever. All right, sounds good with whatever. And I have a feeling this is going to be um, comes with a healing energy as well. All channeled messages do, but specifically, let's see. I feel something big coming through. So, Isabel, what I'm getting for you right now in this moment is, it doesn't matter how much self doubt, self criticism, self whatever negative, fill in the blank, that you're experiencing, self judgment, whatever it is, that doesn't matter. You are still an eternal, perfect, amazing being, and everything is okay. You will continue living your life as an eternal being long after your body and personality are gone. And this higher power that is coming through you and wanting to express itself is very much coming through. You may not feel it consciously yet, but you're going to have some quantum leaps because of your dedication, because of your practice, because you joined my membership community. So you're serious about your spiritual awakening, so that you can embody your soul and live more from that space. And like I say in my group, having a soulgasm when you choose. And with that comes the guidance, support, ability, attraction to enjoy all these amazing material things, all the money you want, the vibrant health you want, the relationships you crave, both romantic and family and coworkers and whatever relationships, right? So I know that's a long message, but keep on going. I guarantee you it will pay off. And the only reason I can guarantee you that is because of who you are. I know who you are. I know everybody is this higher self, that we're here in this body, experiencing this life, and nothing can change that. Not your self doubt, not your fear, not your self criticism. Nothing changes who you are. So that's great news as far as I'm concerned. Okay, who else is here? Who showed up? I see two people here, so there's now somebody else besides you, Isabel. I'm really excited about this YouTube channel and going live on this every week instead of Facebook. I love Facebook. It's been great, but there's just problems with it that, I can't see the comments, and it's just, I don't know. I just feel guided to move on to to YouTube here and build this audience. So if anybody knows anybody that might want to join this, wants to have a soulgasm, come on in, invite them in. I would appreciate it. And so would they, if they're a fit. So feel free to type in a question, either specific or, what you most need to hear. Otherwise, I'll just keep going with, a general message. We can dive deeper into you, Isabel, since you're here. I mean, why not, right? How did that first message land for you, Isabel? And so, along with that message, just right here, right now, I know it's redundant, but keep giving your willingness and permission to have your higher power help you, heal you in any way it can, any way that's appropriate. And the reason it doesn't just come right away is because we have subconscious blocks. So give it permission to release those as well. Nina Howard, my partner said yes. What's next? Oh, I was going to say Nina. Okay, Nina Howard. All right, that's great, Joe. Welcome, welcome. So, I want to thank you, Joe, and I want to thank you, Isabel, because Isabel, in Ireland, all the way from Ireland, you were my first member in my Soul Powered Wealth group. So I'll honor you in person when we talk on our live call and in our private session. But I wanted to acknowledge that here because it starts somewhere, right? Everything starts somewhere. And when my group is, community is large, we can look back and say, Isabel, you were the first one. You got it going. Because I can't do it without members, right? And Joe, I want to thank you. You're the second member in my Soul Powered Wealth group. So I'll send you what's next. It's pretty easy to join for a month. And yeah, so thank you. Thank you, ladies, for really investing in yourself. Again, you're not investing in me, you're investing in yourself. So honor yourself, respect yourself, and thank yourself for like, okay, now my soul, I've invested in my higher self. And that's going to come back to me 1,000-fold. So I'm really excited because the power that we have within us is so untapped. It's so unknown. It's not taught to us. It's my obsessive passion my whole life. And what it's done for me and my clients, it's like I'm just so excited for this membership community. So, yeah, introduce yourselves. You'll see each other on live streams. I know more probably on Tuesdays, since in Ireland it's 2 a.m. on our Thursday ones. So yeah, we'll send you all the information how to join Joe. It's going to be Thursday, this next coming up. Um, let's see. So yeah, Joe, what kind of message would you like today? And we're going to do a healing too. Yes, it will be like, whoa, it's beyond words, right? When you have that soulgasmic experience and you feel your higher self in a significant way that is undeniable, you'll go, oh, that's what Dave was talking about. That's what people are talking about when you have a soul awakening or you feel your higher self and soul for the first time, in a strong way. It's like you feel this eternal beingness that is constant and unshakable, and you get a glimpse into who you really are. And it gives you fuel and motivation to want to be in that space more and more and more. Um, I'm feeling better today. I may even try to work next week. Any message about my journey? Well, Joe, right off the bat, I felt such a positive energy in the fact that you're feeling better today, and you may even want to work next week. Okay, that's not a coincidence. I feel it was a contribution to you. You know, we did a little work last week, and you invested in yourself with this. Your soul is already excited and already helping you so much. And when you join the group, and I'll give you the information today, you'll have access to the past recordings. There's 2 sessions, 1 hour each. So as you can listen to those, great. At the very least, the healing meditation, especially on health. There's one on money too. But those are the 2 live streams that have already happened, and you can access those recordings. So the additional messages is continue embracing that feeling better. Like, wow, my soul really can do anything. It really can heal me, make me, bring me the money I want, have, improve my relationships. It really can give me a life from the inside out that is just amazing. And you'll have a story to tell. You'll be an inspiration. Like, here I was really down and out, and this is what happened. I tapped into my higher self and things transformed in my life. So you'll be a guiding light for other people, subconsciously and consciously, for them to be inspired to tap into their higher selves. See, we all become lights. We all are these lights, but when our love light gets turned on brighter and brighter, that's what helps heal the world the most. Because when I close my eyes and feel into it, I've always been shown that our soul's love light literally goes around the planet at a quantum level and positively affects every single person and animal and the earth itself. It's like I said in the opening, the earth is like a speck of dust in size compared to our higher self. Think about that for a moment. The earth is a speck of dust in size compared to the largeness of our soul. So we have much more influence on the world and the people than we think. But to bring it back to yourself, you received this first. You experienced this soulgasmic awakening first. Otherwise, how can you give it? How can you feel it? Right? You deserve it just as much as everyone else. So I'm sure everyone will benefit from both of your messages, because that's the nature of channeled messages. Everyone can relate to another message and say, wow, I really needed to hear that too, or that benefited me too. So it's the win-win of the universe, where ego is just lose-lose. It's misery. And that's not to say ego has a purpose. It doesn't have a purpose. That's another story. Anyway, you both are great. You're gonna love being in the membership together. We're gonna have fun. And Isabel, this next Thursday when we do the live stream, just listen to the replay after. You'll receive the same benefit, literally. And if you have any questions, those are the things that's the one thing that, you can't get from the replay, is asking live, real-time questions. But that's easily remedied by just sending your questions to me afterwards. Okay, what purpose does ego have? Okay, so real quick to wrap up, Joe, I hope that answered any messages about your journey to keep stepping into that feeling better. That's the simplified version. Your journey is to keep allowing and letting your higher self do the work for you. You're not alone. You have much help from the angels, from your higher self, from ascended masters, from even ancestors. They're invisible, so sometimes we forget that help, but they're there. Your partner, you have a lot of help. You're not alone. You're in good company. So, does that make sense, Joe? Do you have any other questions or comments about that before we move on to the gigantic? I love your question, Isabel. What purpose does ego have? I'm glad too she found this channel. I think, did we meet through Millie Palmer, Joe? I think originally, I'm not sure. Millie's has to take a break from Facebook. Otherwise, I'd be going live with her every Friday. Your spiritual living room. Great analogy. I love it. Yes, love Millie so much. I really miss going live with her. It was unofficially called the Millie and Dave Show, where we'd go and give messages and have fun. But maybe we could do this on YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see about that. I wonder if two people can go live on YouTube. I'm sure you can. Anyway, so since we have some time here, and we'll just dive into it. What purpose does ego have? Oh, good, Isabel. Yeah, it's been a long time. We've been through some stuff since we did it consistently. So this is according to A Course in Miracles. Now, after studying many spiritualities in my life, I personally landed on A Course in Miracles. And it says the ego is one gigantic belief that we separated from spirit, from God, from whatever you call that is. And so that's it. That's ego in a nutshell. The belief that we're separate. And it makes sense because we feel separate from our divine source, from God, from love. Right? We have to work at it. Like is there a God? We even question, is there a divine being called God? And so that belief created a lot of other false negative beliefs and states of being: fear, anger, isolation, loneliness, hate, and guilt, to name some. All right? So you with me so far? And A Course in Miracles explains how this came to be, and specifically Disappearance of the Universe book explains how this came to be, how ego came to be. I'm not going to go into that right now, but it's a big false belief. So here we are having this experience that we're separate. And just like if a child got separated from its parents in a crowd, and the child believed their parents were gone, that child would be in fear and perhaps feel guilty that it left the parents, and angry and all these other things. But meanwhile, the parents are right there and they can see the child. But the child can't see the parents because it's small and it's people in between, and just kind of lost sight of the parents. So we didn't separate from divine love, but we believe we did. So in a certain sense, ego does not have a purpose. It doesn't have a purpose like, okay, you're here to learn this. The purpose is to wake up and correct the mistake of the belief in separation. The purpose of the ego is to allow your higher power to say to you, hey, you really haven't separated. You're one. Let's correct that mistake. So that's that. Does that make sense? And in fact, I'll go into, and so it's about forgiveness, true forgiveness. We didn't do anything wrong in the first place. It's like, hey, I made a mistake about who I am. I'm not guilty. I don't need to be in fear. Everything's okay. But we've been believing this for so long. You're halfway through Disappearance of the Universe. Okay, Isabel, we'll chat about that as you get further in. If you have any questions, we'll chat about it. It's a book like no other, to be sure. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it answers a lot of questions. So since you know that and are starting to be familiar with that, it uses the analogy of a dreamlike illusion. That you know how when you're dreaming at night and you're really safe in bed, but in the dream, all kinds of laws are broken. There are no laws really, and everything is chaotic and changing and weird. But no matter what happens in the dream, you're still safe in bed. And when you wake up, you realize, oh, I've been here all along. Everything's okay. Well, these books and Course in Miracles say that we're in this dreamlike illusion in this world, and where we really are is in this heavenly state with divine love, with all positive qualities. And when we wake up to who we are, this illusionary world of hell right? There's a lot of hellish things that go on in this dream world. Death, rape, murder, all these horrible things, right? And that is not divine love's will. If you have any questions about this, tap it in, type it in. But just like that parent analogy, would a parent subject their child to some torture, hell, and be loving? No, that's a maniacal, diabolical parent, right? Even doesn't logically make sense. So divine love had nothing to do with what goes on in this world, in a direct way, that is, right? And even quantum physics has all but said this world is an illusion. You can't even prove it's here because these molecules pop in and out of existence. They're not solid in any way. It's just space, nothingness. And other, teachings, Buddha, there's other teachings that have alluded to the dreamlike nature of this world. So, yeah, it is a nice and easy book. It's easy to understand. So this also answers the question, why would God allow such horrible things to happen in this world? And the answer is God, divine love, whatever you call source, wouldn't. It's a dream of illusion that we're dreaming, and it's not really happening in the reality of God. It's like that dream. We are with God, and God is such a triggering word. I don't like to use the word God, but you get the concept. You both, I think, know that it's not a man or a woman, it's just this divine love, is what I like to use. So, this divine love and us are in this heavenly state of beingness that isn't this world. And it's aware that we're dreaming, but not what we're dreaming. Just like a partner in bed next to you wouldn't know what you're dreaming, they would just know you're dreaming. But to wake you up all of a sudden into such a different reality would be startling and terrifying. So you're being woken up gently and gracefully from this illusion world. Now, I don't get into this much because sometimes it's just too much for people to take. It's like, what do you mean this world is just an illusion? Well, that's nothing new, but still, people want to cling to their illusion sometimes. But the flip side of that is, hey, there's something much better. Your higher self, divine love, and experiencing that firsthand. And then you really will see that anything less than that is hellish. um, of course, we exist within the dream. We're still ourselves. But we believe a lot of other stuff too that isn't true, and it's negative and it's harmful to ourselves. So, yes, I would agree with that, Isabel. It's not like we don't exist. It's like we're just having a dream. It's like we don't realize we're the dreamer and the dreamed. Anyway, that's some deep stuff. I guess the point of all of this is to bring it back to the practicality of your lives. I'm always practical, as woo-woo and spiritual as I am. It has to be practical and useful in your daily life. And with Isabel, that's your smoking, right? You want to quit that again. And Joe, that's your health. So, in using that true forgiveness technique, which I'll go over in a minute, you're releasing the cause of that ill health, the cause of you wanting to smoke, which, because of guilt, is self-punishment, right? We're punishing ourselves relentlessly because we feel guilty for disrespecting divine love and saying, you know what, I'm going to go do my own thing. I don't need you. So we feel guilty about that subconsciously, out of our awareness. So it's really simple, the concept of true forgiveness. You realize I co-created this. That's the first thing, first step. Like whatever it is, for smoking or health, I co-created this health challenge. And that's taking responsibility for it, therefore empowering yourself. Because if you co-created it, then you can create something different, right? Just by nature of taking responsibility for it, you can create something different. So the second step is I forgive myself for creating this, for doing this to myself. The third step is I now choose my higher power and health instead of this. Name it. Simple and short. Your higher self knows what to do. The third step, it takes care of. You don't have to worry about that. The first two steps require your participation, your willingness. Says, hey, I'm doing this to myself. I forgive myself for that. And if there's another person or situation involved, you forgive that person and situation too, and yourself. And it's not like you need to genuinely feel forgiving towards yourself or the other person. That's sometimes a tall order. But be willing to forgive. Just be willing. Your higher power will do wonders. Okay? And that's why I created this membership community, because it takes consistent practice and support and just being there. That supports that your healing and awareness going forward in the realm that we're talking about. And because of that, you'll have these quantum leaps along the way. If you show up, if you do the work, if you do the true forgiveness, you'll have these quantum leaps, which may look like when you connect, which soul switch technique, which I'll teach you, you just feel more love and rush and soulgasmic energy than you ever had before. Or you realize, hey, that used to bother me, now it doesn't. You don't realize because you're just not that. So, yeah. Our comments. Thank you both for showing up. I'm so excited you're in the membership and you want to do that, Joe. I'm breaking up. All right. So I'll see you on the live streams. I hope anybody listening to the replay got value out of this. Just keep inviting higher self to be known to you. This is a part of you that will just give you more than you can even realize. So I love you both. Thank you for showing up. And I'll see you next time.